All military homecomings are special and full of emotion. Staff Sergeant John Morris describes seeing his son for the very first time using one word: amazing. Oklahoma State's very own Ricky Fowler just recently met up with a guy who has pancreatic cancer, but he says that his putting skills rubbed off on Ricky. As you can see, this symbol right here means light blue. So you just poke it in right there, and that's how you pump. The hope is that this moratorium will give city leaders the time they need to put a plan in place to give the people of North Tulsa better access to healthier, nutritious food. Oklahoma State's winning road game streak ended tonight. TCU has never swept OSU before. Oklahoma State football is going camping. That's right, the team is heading to Florida in hopes to catch their last win of the season. High school students and their families are about to get a break. The students will soon be able to ride public buses for free, allowing them to get to school, work, or anywhere around town without needing a ride or a car. Roxanne Holloway was walking her dog right here at her apartment complex. Basically, your body is trying to shut down as if it's trying to survive for this final, as if you're being chased by a tiger. Construction is already underway on an apartment complex, hotel, outdoor event center, and restaurant. Welcome to Pete's Corner. I'm Natalie Sutton. Ritual before the game. Song, prayer, anything they eat. What's their ritual? It could be anything. Ready? Flip. Dance? Y'all really both dance? And sometimes, we just need to add a little wild to our adventures. Just a short drive from campus, students can go visit the one and only safari here in Stillwater. Granny's is located in downtown Stillwater. Hi, I'm here with OSU basketball player Thomas Zagwa. Now we're going to play a game with him called Beat the Shot Clock. We're going to see how many three-point shots he can make while I'm asking him questions. So how confident do you feel about this?
Pretty confident.
All right, he sounds good to go. So ready, 3, 2, 1. When did you start playing basketball? Hi, welcome back to No State TV. I am Natalie Sutton.
And I'm Hayden Weidman, and joining us is Ricky Fowler. Ma'am, I'm so sorry. We're about to do an interview.
I do.
Hey, Ricky, so 10 years ago, you're an OSU student. It's the very first time you won your first title as a Cowboy. Did you imagine yourself being here today? I'd have to say homecoming is something I'm definitely going to miss after 4 years of being here. Would you say the same for you, obviously? There he is, Oklahoma State's own Pistol Pete. Old and new, the men that once wore the head have made their way back to Stillwater for America's greatest homecoming. As you can see right now, this is more than 20 former OSU Pistol Petes. Did you go to OSU by any chance?
I did. I graduated Oklahoma State with my bachelor's degree and a master's degree.
Very cool. About you? Did you go to OSU?
I just graduated. I was on an OSU Large Co-ed cheer team.
Very cool,
Yep.
guys. Is your dog here?
This is Roscoe. Yep.
Very cute. So tell me, how do the girls feel about being here?
Natalie Sutton is at the Greenwood Tennis Center. Natalie, what's going on out there? What are you seeing?
Hey, yeah, there's not much action going on right now. It's probably because they're resting up for this weekend's matches. But what I can say is, if you look behind me, it's a little gloomy out. So I think there's actually some rain in the forecast. So expect some indoor matches this weekend.
Awesome. And what can we expect from both Cowboy and Cowgirl tennis this conference season?
Well, the Cowboys ITA is currently ranking number 14, where the Cowgirls are at number 10. But overall, OSU has consistently been stepping up over the seasons, so I expect some great things.
Great. And I heard you were able to catch up with Arthur Dubinsky. What did he have to say about conference play?
I did. Dubinsky said some great things about conference play. He's looking forward to it, especially teams such as OU and Texas. But I'm going to let you see what he had to say about this weekend's matches.
I mean, like, everyone is our team, like, so excited to start, like, Big 12, because I think for us it's the most important tournament. We did a good job, like, during this season, and we're in good shape.
OSU knows conference play means time to buckle up. In fact, ITA recognizes the Big 12 in a big way, being the only conference to have all the men's teams ranked among the top 30 in the nation. The Cowboys have 5 veterans returning that hosted NCAA Regional for the second straight year in a row and advanced to the second round of the NCAA tournament for the 4th year in a row. Senior spotlight goes to All-American Julian Cash. His doubles games earned him the spot at number 5 in the Cowboys program for earning multiple All-American honors. Dubinsky said having the home court advantage for the start of the conference is huge, and the teams plan on taking full advantage of it. In the last 3 seasons since the Michael and Ann Greenwood Tennis Center has been open, the Cowboys have won 56 matches. The Cowgirls feel the same way. They have won 45 of their last 46 matches here at home. The Cowgirls have spent 70 consecutive weeks in the ITA's top 25. The last time OSU was outside the top 25 was March 18th, 2014. Senior spotlight is on Megan McCrae, who is a second single spot this season, winning 11 of her 12 matches. McCrae has gone 4-0 against ranked opponents so far this season and 2-0 against players ranked in the top 50. Tomorrow, the Cowgirls will play Tulsa at 3:30. Following that, the Cowboys will play Texas Tech at 5:30. Now back to you, Emma.
Great. Thanks, Natalie.
Oklahoma State's winning road game streak ended tonight. TCU has never swept OSU before. What started off as the Cowboys playing the role of road bandits ended in road frustration. Coach Mike Bowen acknowledged TCU's head coach Jamie Dixon and being able to turn around the Horned Frogs. OSU opened up the game hot with Mitchell Solomon scoring the first 9 points. The Cowboys led as much as 12 before the Horned Frogs stormed back. The Cowboys got into some foul trouble in the first half, which led to some frustration on the court. TCU capitalized on OSU's small lineup since 3 of OSU's big men were in foul trouble. TCU had 40 points from inside the paint alone.
My fault for getting some bad mistake fouls early. That kind of limited my aggressiveness.
Bowen tried to switch up the defense in hopes to keep the players from getting into deeper foul trouble.
We tried to start the second half in the zone to try to protect him a little bit from picking up his fourth too quickly. And obviously that let them get loose from three-point range a little bit.
Bowen's new game plan failed as TCU seized control and started to kick it out to the three-point, shooting 88% from beyond the arc. The Cowboys fell to TCU 90-70, making OSU 15-12 and dropping them to 5-9 in conference. OSU is going to have to work on their focus if they want any hopes in winning against Tech on Wednesday. For the Poke Report, I'm Natalie Sutton. Last night's homicide was the 44th this year. Compare that to last year when the number was 31. As the number of homicides grow in Tulsa, people are commenting on Facebook in disbelief. Oh no, not again. Something needs to be done. Why are people doing so much killing?
The problem you got is when they're coming so quick, we don't have time to sit back and critique it and look at it and say, how are we going to prevent the next one?
Sergeant Dave Walker with the Tulsa Police Department says evidence from each homicide helps paint a bigger picture of the violence in Tulsa.
Did we know the shooter? Did we know the victim? Did we know where the gun came from? Could we have done something different tactically to get him before he kills?
Since 2014, the number of people killed in Tulsa has gone up, peaking at 82 in 2016. But compared to the same time last June, Tulsa already has 13 more homicides this year.
The things we can't control, or should be able to control, are the bad guys with the guns and knowing who they are and what they're doing.
Walker says they look to see the patterns of criminals and learn what they are doing, but it becomes overwhelming with the number of homicides.
Seeing patterns that are going on, and we get patterns that are happening right now, so we have to do something.
Walker says to prevent this from happening in Tulsa, people need to report threats when they see or hear them and better educate kids.
If they want to help, let's find the program that will work to start saving the next generation. I'll be probably retired but when we start seeing that, but we got to win somewhere along the line.
Walker says it took until August 22nd of last year before the city reached its 44th homicide, the number already reached in Tulsa this year. On the scene on the story, Natalie Sutton, News on 6. Stress is most commonly known as being a physical, mental, or emotional strain or tension. However, some believe stress isn't harmful because it increases productivity, especially when it comes to college finals. But there's a point when stress can affect college students' health. Some of the self-check methods students can do is checking to see if they're locking their jaws, having a rapid heartbeat, or appetite changes from not eating at all to binge eating. Students can reach out to OSU counselors to seek help, but during finals week, students either have little time or the counselors are all booked up. However, just a few steps to the right is the Reboot Center, where students can work on self-distressing during finals.
We can have a bunch of people in here and we have to turn people away or say, can you hang on? And we do have a spot where you can sit and wait. Sometimes we do encourage people to wait because a lot of times people may just come in here for 10 or 15 minutes and just before a class or before a test and then they're out.
The Reboot Center has a quick turnover rate because counselors and psychologists agree that deep breathing is the easiest and quickest way to control stress. A heart beating faster than normal is what specialists call fight or flight response. It's when your body is responding to a harmful event and prepares for survival. Basically, your body is trying to shut down as if it's trying to survive for this final, as if you're being chased by a tiger. However, according to psychologists, if a student continues to enter fight or flight mode too often, this can severely damage their body's health.
She was doing this, and she just couldn't stop. And she was doing it over and over and over to the point where her muscles were hurting.
College students putting their bodies through chronic stress over time can result in mental breakdowns, immune system shutting down, organs extremely overworked, and among other things. To prevent stress from getting as extreme as Dr. Berry's patient, college students need to learn to cope with stress instead of just dealing with it. Students can go to the Reboot Center to play games that are based on deep breathing techniques. But students have other options such as eating healthy, exercising, talking to a counselor, or self-meditating can all help. Dr. Berry's #1 survival tip for finals is to schedule out when a student plans to study each subject during the week. For Pete's Corner, I'm Natalie Sutton.